Hey YouTube, we're back with another high-powered cube traditional draft. Super excited to get back in the arena, and let's get started. All right, here we go. What do we have here? Not the most powerful pack, that's for sure. Elsbeth, I'm a big fan of, kind of can just win the game out of nowhere. Very good to ramp to. Gut, really powerful in a lot of decks. Don't let that uncommon rarity fool you. I like Grief. I don't love first picking Grief. I don't love first picking Bone Shards. Man, this is not an exciting pack. Okay. Highest upside. If we end up in like a mono white aggro deck, Elspeth's the great finisher. We end up in like a more low to the ground tokeny strategy. Gut can kind of just blow people up. If we end up in a reanimator or more of a black control deck, Grief can be a pretty big nuisance. I'm gonna try Gut. I've already played with Elsbeth. I'm not the most crazy about Grief. I mean, if you're turn one reanimating Grief, it's good, but I think Gut's the strongest card, considering that there's also not another red card in this pack. Just immediately sending a signal. We're doing red. Wake up. Red is not open. Let's just try to do something with that. Oh, and then we're getting past Minx and Boo. Well, I mean, after taking Gut, Minx and Boo is a no-brainer. It's important to note, Skull Clamp's in this pack. Skull Clamp is incredibly powerful in this format, and it's also particularly synergistic with Gut, since Gut makes 4/1s, and Booster Tutor, which, as we've established, is powerful. I don't think it's the pick here. I think Minx and Boo is a slam dunk. I actually would go so far as to say that it's very likely this pack had power in it. And the reason I say that is with Minx-Gimbu in the pack, there's not a lot better than pack one picking a Minx-Gimbu unless you're opening power or a few very specific strategies. Like if there was an Academy in this deck or a Tinker, I would maybe take it over Minx-Gimbu. Really nothing much over this. So our opponent could be very open, the person passing to us, and they could smartly recognize that I'm probably taking Minx-Gimbu, and hopefully they draft around us so that in pack two we're not in their way. With a Minx-Gimbu, I think Ignoble gets a lot more exciting. I think Vamping for Minx-Gimbu is okay. I think Fiery Confluence is very strong. If you're going to do red-green beats, these one mana multicolored tappers like Birds and Ignoble are very important. This pack is weird. It's got a lot of lands. It's got 4 lands. Unfortunately, I think that means we're not going to wheel either Fiery Confluence or Magda. I don't think the pack's strong enough. I think Vamp's going to get taken. That's 1. Kitten, 2. I think Fiery Confluence and Magda should get taken. So that's 3, 4. Steam Vent's Daze is 5, 6. So we need 2 people instead of taking Fiery Confluence or Magda to take one of the other 3 lands, which are all okay. Seething Song, Ice Till, or Fairy Mastermind. It's possible. I think it's likely. I think Ignoble is just too strong to pass. So we're not going to pass it. We could go straight into a Jund 'em out kind of mentality. Ignoble sure helps with that. I think Deep Cavern Bat is very strong. Fire Blast is quite strong. Sack 2 Mountains, deal 4 to anything. Little red green land is not bad. I think I'm going to take Unholy Heat here. In these kind of beat 'em up strategies, early removal is super important to prevent them from being able to chump block or efficiently block. And you can just turn the clock up much faster. And Unholy Heat is a particularly good one. This pack's a little interesting. A lot of blue cards that are very good. Skydiver, Otawara, and Treasure Cruise are all respectful, or should be respected, but they're not crazy. So it's very likely we'll see all 3 of those go. But Unholy Heat is the pick for me. Whoa. We have an Archon and a Persist to go with it, which is almost certainly not wheeling. A Lotus Petal and a Barrowglyph. I will say Barrowglyph is strong enough that I will jund it out to play a Barrowglyph. I think it's much better than Lotus Petal here. I think Lotus Petal is fine, but it's particularly good where you have the option to do more with it than just basically have it be a 1-color, 1-turn ramp effect. We're not in the colors for like Breach Brain Freeze, which would be blue. I think Barrowglyph is just good enough by itself that I'm really happy to take it. And now that we're 3 colors pretty confidently, Grist and Kavu are exciting. Overgrown Tomb makes it so we can cast this Barrowglyph, but I'm going to take the green Fetch. I think the fetch is more important in these colors than the tap land or the untapped land. We're gonna have a lot of opportunities to pick up lands, not a lot of opportunities to pick up fetches. So I'm gonna take it. Okay. Seventh pick birds is insulting to Birds of Paradise. I know green is one of the weaker colors in this cube, but if you're just going to get fed every powerful green card, it sure isn't. So we're going to take a pretty content Birds of Paradise. Natural Order or Emperor of Bones. We could be a Natural Order deck. We already have Birds and Ignoble, and we have not seen any of the good Natural Order targets. So the best Natural Order target is Atraxa, and then there's the big dino that enters and draws and gains life if you have high power creatures. Um, and then there's a couple other big green creatures. Craterhoof is obviously one of them. I'm going to take Natural Order. I think it's the highest upside card. Emperor of Bones is probably the strongest card by itself. But I like Natural Order a lot when we already have two dorks. We can take a little bit of removal and bone shards, but I think we're really just splashing this Barrogoyf. Canker Bloom is an overperformer. It's especially good off of turn one. Manadork, because you can play it and then hold up the ability. I think Oddity's good, but it's more powerful in like the super big ramp deck, which I don't think we are doing. I think we're more of a jund them out kind of situation. Remand and Skull Clamp wheeling is insane. We're taking Skull Clamp here. We have Birds and Ignoble to turn our early game Manadorks into late game card draw. Gut sacrifices and makes them, and then it's also just a strong card. You can attach it to the Minxkambu token to kill it instead of using Minxkambu's +1. Just a lot of ways we can use a Skull Clamp. I think Bristly Bill's fine, and a fetchable tapped red or green black land's fine, but I think Skull Clamp is very strong. Also important to note, Remand was still in that pack, which I definitively think was one of the strongest cards in our opening pack, or in that pack, the first time we saw it, when it had Minxkambu. Okay, Vamp didn't get taken, but both red cards did. We could easily be an Ice Till Explorer deck with, we already have a fetch, we already have a Natural Order, which sneaky thing you can do. You can Natural Order for Ice Till if you're doing strip mine or wasteland things. And we also, more importantly, haven't seen strip mine or wasteland or crucible. Yeah, I like Manamorphose and Fire Blast. I think a land here is great. Looking at our deck, this is shaping up to be quite something. Obviously, this Barrogoyf is a hedge. It's so strong, though, that I really would love to be able to play it. And we already have two 1-drop Manadorks that can cast it. So we don't even need a black source if we hit Birds or Ignoble and it lives a turn. Red, blue land, Tameo. We're not going to have a lot of colorless ways but to do the second ability of this. But if we end up in like the strip mine wasteland, this can go get that. And very important to note, that's also... Oh, it is not natural orderable because it's not green. That's pretty funny. So it does not work well with natural order. Grist and Kavu coming back. I think Grist is great. I think it's much more powerful than a Flametongue Kavu in a 3-color deck. Deathrite as the last pick. Oh, man. Oh, and then we open Time Walk. Wow. Wow, we are definitely in the colors that can play Time Walk pretty easily. I regret not taking that Tameo now, but I think that's more of an okay. Relevant in this pack, we would maybe take a Gaia's Cradle or a Caracas. Pyrokinesis is good. I mean, it's Time Walk, though. Let's take some extra turns. Let's do some unfair things. Let's let people not play the game. Right now, Ignoble doesn't cast Time Walk, but Birds does. And we do have a free roll Misty Rainforest. We can throw an island in the deck, and Misty Rainforest will just work with it. But yeah, Time Walk. Now we're looking for Time Walk synergies. So regrowth effects. Tameo's already gone, but regrowth itself, I believe, is in the cube. Snapcaster Mage is in the cube. A couple other ways to buy back Time Walk. Spellseeker for Time Walk's pretty good, but we don't have anything else to Spellseeker for. I guess in Holy Heat, so that makes it a little less exciting. But yeah, green blue Time Walk things. All right. I think Noble is a pretty easy pickup here. First of all, it taps for our Time Walk mana. Second of all, it's a green creature to Natural Order. Third of all, it's Skull Clampable. So it kind of just does it all. Yawgmoth Will is a way to cast Time Walk a second time. I think that's a little much to go all in on Time Walk when Noble just does so much on its own too. Yeah, we have all the 1-mana dorks: Birds, Ignoble, Noble, Deathrite. Um, in a multicolored deck, I think it's really important to not take too many, if any, of the elves that only tap for green. If you can play the elf that taps for green, you already have green. So unless you're casting something double green, it's much less enticing. Ooh, this is a pick. Green Suns with this many dorks can go get Grist. Grist is an insect in our deck, and it also goes and gets Ice Till right now. I think Green Suns is very powerful. Nethergoyf has proven to be quite the card as well, and I think it's easy to dismiss it here, but I think it's very close in competition. Um, I think those are the only two cards. I think Blood Crypt and Underground Mortuary are just not in competition. Blood Crypt isn't fetchable with our fetch right now, and Mortuary, although fetchable, is a tapped land and is much less exciting to me. I think Green Suns is just very strong. It's another copy of whatever we need in the moment. I think the most relevant thing for me with Green Suns is that it can get Grist. Green Suns basically being able to go get a removal spell is pretty good. Exploration or Taiga? I think I have to take Taiga here. I think Exploration, but Exploration with Ice Till. Problem is we haven't seen Wasteland or Strip Mine. There's also Snuff Out, but we're probably not going to have a lot of swamps in our deck. And I think making our Misty Rave Forest be able to go get untapped red and still green is going to be super important when we have Unholy Heat, Gut, and Mixkaboo. So I'm going to take Taiga here. We're going to wheel something from this pack, almost certainly. There's just too many good things, so we'll see what comes back. Man, we still have not seen either of the two of Wasteland or Strip Mine, but we're keeping an eye out for it. I think Rumble's great. Coveted Jewel and Sundering Titan as Tinker targets are nice, but we're definitely not doing that. We've also not seen any of the big targets for Ice Till, or not Ice Till. We haven't seen any of the big targets for Natural Order, but we're keeping an eye out. Still got a whole nother rest of this pack. Huh. Nissa is not able to be gone and gotten off of that, but Death Greeters is just very powerful. So I'm going to take it here. Death Greeters being itself a kill threat and a way to burst damage out through the dash on things you already have on board can be very impressive. It's great with Gut because you can play it, use its ability on something else, and then use Gut on it to turn into a 4/1. It itself is Skull Clampable, as is the Malevolent Rumble token that we got. Just Skull Clamp really showing off just how impactful it can be in one of these games. That's a late Mother of Runes. We only have one fetch for Nissa. And there's a preordain, which is card selection, but we're really splashing. I'm going to take Marsh. It makes it so that Sparagoyf and Grist are just that much easier to cast. And these lands are both not really relevant to me. The blue one is fetchable, but it's a blue white land, and that's the one color we're not doing really at all. And the black-white land isn't even fetchable, and it's white, which is not the color we're doing. So I'll take a free roll land. Unfortunate kind of pick there. Okay, Crucible of Worlds I'm taking for multiple reasons. Reason number one, if we get Strip Mine or Wasteland, awesome. Reason number two, I don't want to pass this and then someone else get Crucible of Worlds and then open Strip Mine or Wasteland and then be like, oh, I can do the Crucible of Worlds thing too, maybe. I want to be all in on it. And with the fact that I now have Ice Till and Crucible, it kind of confirms that we're the only ones doing this. Spar's Headquarters being a green-blue tapped land that's fetchable. I guess it's fine. I don't really want it. I'd rather have an Outland Liberator as a second way to deal with artifacts and enchantments. Botanical Sanctum as a kind of a free roll blue-green land as well. I like it. Picking up good mana. We got the Verge back. We kind of expected it. I think it's much better than Kellen, even though Kellen is Skull Clampable. And I'm not taking a Talisman that doesn't even tap for my main colors. Bronco's fine, but not really what we're doing. Here I kind of want to take Creature. We need a little bit more creaturey beef. It makes tokens. Ooh, I really like Restless Cottage, but I also really like Haywire Might as a way to permanently deal with some pretty big problems. I'm gonna take Restless Cottage. It's close though. Commercial District, fetchable. Wow, our lands are fantastic. So now we're looking for all the pieces. That is one of those pieces. We didn't open power to contest with it, so that's pretty nice. Wood Foothills is a sad one to see go. Tireless Tracker would make our deck. Galvanic Blast, probably not making our deck, but Wasteland's gotta be the pickup here. Strip Mine's better. Wasteland's great. With Crucible and Ice Till. We didn't wheel that Exploration. That's important to remember. But I think that's not the worst thing in the world when we have an Ice Till and Explorer. So I think the idea here is we're going to natural order into Ice Till a lot of the times if we're even playing natural order. Unfortunately, we really have not seen any of the things that natural ordering for is crazy. I say these words out loud so that I'm just immediately rewarded. I am going to take Atraxa here, unquestionably. I'm passing Lightning Bolt and Runamap as second ways, or Lightning Bolt is Lightning Bolt, and Runamap as a second way to do the from the graveyard thing. But we actually already have two ways with Ice Till and Crucible. Runamap is another way for natural order, but I think Atraxa is just incredible for natural ordering. And we can be a very fast natural order deck here with all of these mana dorks. So that's what we're going to do. I would like to have A, one more way to cast Atraxa, and B, I now wouldn't be upset if I had one free roll white land so that I could play Atraxa if I get the mana for it. That's a tanker. But there's also Toxic Deluge, Pest Infestation, a Triumph that gets all my colors, Currency Converter. This has just got it all, huh? I think Pest Infestation's amazing with Skull Clamp and all of our mana dorks, so I'm gonna take it. We have one fetch for Skycraft Club, so it's not really what I'm looking at. What are we looking for? We're looking for Strip Mine, obviously. One more natural order target would be a big pickup, and maybe a way to tap for white. It's a Psychic Frog? What? It's a fourth pick Psychic Frog. I mean, I'm taking it with how good my mana is. I'm taking it over Pick Your Poison and one of those white lands that maybe we would have been interested in. Yeah, that's a Psychic Frog. We're going to do frog things. We're doing all colors. Why not? 6 is pretty good. Zurin Orb with the from the graveyard effects is pretty good. Tameo's pretty good. Man, we only have 3 more picks to see a strip mine. I think it's less and less likely we will. I like Zurin Orb. If we get Fast Bond, it makes it so that we can go the infinite route. But I think 6 is just a better card pretty consistently. I like Tameo. Maybe it's Tameo. No, we're not really doing blue. The blue is our true splash, so. Say la vie. Eternal Witness for Time Walk seems pretty great. So I'm going to do that. It's also skull clampable. I'm going to say it a million times, but like if you notice. Sneak Attack is here. It's kind of a good thing, but it's a question because it's like we haven't seen really any of the targets for natural order, but clearly nobody's doing like the sneak and show thing, so that's kind of funny. Well, this is an absolutely huge pickup. 7th pick Vaultborn Tyrant as a second thing to get off natural order is fantastic. So we're going to take that. And then we're going to, as our last pick here, we could take a Rafine's Tower or a Savannah. I'm just going to take Trop and be happy about it. It just makes our blue better, especially now that we picked up a Psychic Frog. On the wheel, we got back Tracker, which is fine, but with only the one fetch, I'm just not as excited about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Who needs to play basics? I think we're just going to keep taking lands. Why not? Actually, we already have 3 black-green lands. I'm going to take Blast and use it as a sideboard card against aggro. Okay, Excavator as a backup plan to do play cards from graveyard. I could take Mystic, I guess. I'm not like... I might not play it, but Mystic is fine. It's another thing to natural order. It dies to Skull Clamp, but the taps for green when I'm playing blue, black, kind of white, and definitely red is just not that enticing, since I know I'll always be able to cast it. Liberator is probably a sideboard card already. Man. I'll take the Portico as a way to get white for Atraxa. We have no way to... No, I should take Pick Your Poison as a sideboard card. Pick Your Poison. Oh, Zernorb. Yeah. One of the things that's interesting about this is we have always ways to play lands from our graveyard, and now a lot of ways to put lands in our graveyard. We'll take the Graveyard Haiti sideboard card, and last pick, Lauren, I guess, will go on the sideboard. Okay, this is going to be a fun one to build. Zern Orb can make it so that we can actually keep playing lands and getting our triggers. Because what can very easily happen with a deck like this, where we only have Wasteland to replay and put itself and one fetch, is we could get one of these play lands from graveyard effects and then not really have lands from graveyard to play, which would be an issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 lands. I love that it thinks I want to actually cast Atraxa. That's never happening. We would rather just discard it or natural order it or whatever. Technically, we can cast it off of some of our dorks, but that's just not really what our deck's trying to do. We do need to put at least one more land back in here. The double island is interesting. We have 2, 3 ways to get a blue. I think single island maybe is the move. We have just Time Walk and Psychic Frog. I think the second island's there because it thinks I want to cast Atraxa. We basically always want to be playing a green land on turn 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we have 5 cuts to make in the main deck. Because we don't have a lot of targets, selling Microspawn seems more important to be able to go get the Wasteland and the Misty. It does seem a little slow. 6 is better than Preacher for what 6 can do. So I'm going to cut Preacher because they're kind of the same card, just different. Random Map Excavator versus Crucible. Puts a creature on the board. Man, this is a tough one to... I think Zernorb's maybe a sideboard card. Although it is pretty decent in this deck. I am not sure what else to cut. This is a tough one. 3 more cuts from here. I'm not going to have a lot of ways to put things in the graveyard off Deathrite. So I think having the Elvish Mystic's better unless they're doing graveyard things. Ooh. I think I gotta cut one of my ways to do playing lands from graveyard. And I think Runamap Excavator is the worst of them. It's very easy to kill. And if I'm natural ordering for it or Green Sunzing, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get Ice Till if I can. Selling Microspawn's pretty good. Need one more cut. Could be Kinkerbloom. As a general statement, we're trying to skip playing turn 2. We're going to go straight to playing a turn 3. And Kinkerbloom's like the worst of it. Yeah, I think this is a solid deck. So we're doing Wasteland things, but also Green Suns for big dumb stuff with a casual Psychic Frog and a Minx-Can-Boo and a double Time Walk situation to buy it back. A lot of ways we can win games and a lot of different ways we can pivot our strategy to make our deck hard to play around. And yeah, let's run it. All right, match 1. We're on the play. I mean, birds into Crucible of Worlds so that we can do Time Walk things. Seems pretty good. Let's see what we draw, but we're always playing turn 1 birds. And then we can either go Barrowgoyf, Crucible, or Time Walk, depending on what happens. Oh, into a tapped land? With a Mox Ruby. Whoa. Okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna play turn 1 Time Walk. They have no turn 1 plays, so part of me wants to Wasteland immediately and play Time Walk. The problem with that is if I don't draw a second land, I am hosed. I'm still gonna Time Walk though. And I'm not gonna Wasteland. Oh, we drew Trop. Oh, everything's wonderful. What does Trop mean? I think we played Barrowgoyf and Wasteland their Arena Glory. I guess I should Wasteland first, and then play Barrowgoyf. Yeah, that was a crazy opening start. So turn 1 Birds, turn 2 Time Walk, turn 2 Barrowgoyf Wasteland, and then here we go Crucible of Worlds, replay Wasteland, destroy your Volcanic. They do have double artifact mana source here, but Barrowgoyf gets to hit. I will mill. Put a land in the graveyard, and we get back a Death Greeters in case they play a non-basic here. They could go get a basic to play around Wasteland, but yeah, they will. So we can just play the Marsh. It is awesome. Discard up to 2. Feed my Barrowgoyf. Feed the Barrowgoyf. Oh. Really feed the Barrowgoyf. Okay. Look at my hand. What did you see? What card did you see? Death Greeter's Champion. Natural Order. I'm going to play Blossoming March. We could Natural Order this turn. That means I have to sack my birds. Is that worth it? Probably. Because he's chump blocking Barrowgoyf anyway. And this is going to hit a whole bunch of things for me if I go and get... This is interesting. With red, white, I assume I go get Atraxa. I'm almost certainly just natural ordering here. What do we go get? This is a tough choice. I think it's still Atraxa. Still the hand. Okay, we obviously hit a land. Pest Infestation is going to blow them out. I'll take Taiga, and then for my creature, I shall take Psychic Frog. Seems pretty good. And then I'll just casually hit the Barrowgoyf. Barrowgoyf's ability's in May, so not too worried about that, but yeah. I have to discard a card to hand size. Sowing Microspawn. Yeah, this is pretty hard to come back from. We kind of got it all there. Playing against kind of an artifacty deck makes me want to bring in Cankerbloom and pick your poison. And we saw Season Pyro, which makes me think it's like a graveyardy deck maybe too. Could just be value. Oh, Outland Liberator. Sowing Microspawn looks less exciting. 6 looks a little less exciting. Basically cards that are trying to like rumble and tumble on the board get a little less exciting unless we're kind of cheating stuff out. One more cut here. Unholy Heat looked pretty bad. It didn't seem like they would have very many targets for it. Okay, on the draw. Bringing in all the artifact hate. This is where taking all that artifact hate kind of pays off in those like middle-ish picks where they're not going to make our deck right off the bat. But then when we face decks that are playing stuff that we can just immediately pick your poison, we're going to do a lot better. Keep 7. I would love for them to go tap land turn 1 Mox again. That was great. We have kind of like all of the ways to do the thing, but we only have 2 lands. I would really like to go get a Surveil land off Misty, so I'd prefer them not to start on a Mox. Not starting off a Mox is great, so we can confidently play just a Misty. And also, now that they know that that's the deck we're doing, Wasteland kind of things, they may go get a basic here even if it's not ideal, simply because they're worried about getting Wasteland comboed, which we can always just not do. Yeah, that's fine. You're going to play a Talisman while you have no mana. I will go get... It's funny, I actually don't want green here, but we don't have like a blue X land. We have no black in our hand. But we have red in our hand, so we should go get Commercial District. Into Trop. That's great. I could play Outland Liberator. I'm tempted to just play Pick Your Poison right away here. And the reason is it's clear that they're doing the artifact strategy. I don't want to give them Tinker targets. But Outland Liberator, I can play, and then if I have 3 mana, immediately sack it to blow up something. Like Reckoner Bankbuster. I do not want them having that. They're already pretty tight on cards. I can't stop them from tinkering. But I have Eternal Witness to get back Pick Your Poison. For that, so if they tinker for just one thing, like Coveted Jewel. Ooh. Oh. Oh. They're like Academying? I can give them Hearse, but that eats my graveyard, which I do not love. I guess I gotta give them Golos. I wish I had a way to blow up Karn here. We could play Crucible Fetch Land, and then just hold it up. I don't love that. I think I'd rather play Ice Till. Because maybe it means they'll buy back. We mill a card. Wasteland. Yeah, now they like have to buy back the card. Okay, awesome. This is kind of great. And we're going to protect Misty by keeping it in our hand. So here's how we protect a fetch land. Playing a land can't be responded to. So if I fetch and go get a land, and then try to play Misty from the graveyard, they can't exile it in response, right? Easy peasy. The other side of that is if I play a land that has an ETB or whatnot, I am risking them being able to blow it up in response. Okay, so they get to Golos for a basic? Sure. Oh, this is going to be a blowout. On my upkeep, you're taking the Wasteland right away? That's bold. Yeah, you can do that. I can't respond to that. It's on my upkeep. Draw. I fetch. I go get Taiga. I have not played a land yet, so first land. I fetch. I go get Forest. By the way, we're doing all this so that we can just blow up their whole board with Pest Infestation. I fetch. I'm not too worried about being milled. We're just going to make a giant army of pests. Go get that Forest. We're probably not going to play much in the way of fetches anymore. Oh, Time Walk for Eternal Witness. As exciting as that is, I would like to do an X equals 3, 1, 2, and the Mox Ruby, please. Make 6 pests, and I guess I'll knock Karn down to 3. If he wants to make a token, that's fine. They're in top deck mode. I have a Time Walk in the graveyard. I have Eternal Witness in hand. We're just doing everything. They got nothing they can do there. This is exactly why we built the deck the way we did. On to game 2. All right. Game 2, do we get to be on the play? We do. I love it. Time Walk in hand, Misty Rainforest. Everything's looking great. I don't know if I turn to Time Walk, but we're always leading on the Misty here, and we're going to go get a tapped land to surveil, see what's up. We can always rumble. Let's see what our opponent's doing. Yeah, we can always go gut into Mexican move the next turn. Pass. Mono green. I'm not too scared of a forest. It's probably the least scary thing in Vintage Cube that your opponent can do is turn 1 forest, pass. That's actually pretty great, so I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to go Tropical Island Time Walk. into... Trample or haste. I could play Gut here. I think I should, actually. I should just play Blossoming Marsh into Gut. And then next turn, threaten to swing for a whole bunch with Gut and Minkskin and potentially other things. Yeah, our opponent probably wants nothing to do with this Gut. Oh, that's awesome. Lotus Cobra? Yeah, I think I just slammed Minkskin. I do not care about your strip mine. I want to get as much pressure on the board as possible. I could actually blow up the Lotus Cobra for -2. Against green, I kind of like this. So we... Ooh. Oh no, we can't sack it that way. I'm gonna just sacrifice Boo right away to draw a card, kill Lotus Cobra. They have one... Yeah, they have to do one to Minkskin Boo. We have a Malevolent Rumble. They can't really be strip mining if they're going backwards on lands when they're so far behind on board. Yeah, strip mine Crucible is gonna just be way too slow, is the idea here. So we're gonna slam a Rumble. We have Taiga in hand for anything red. I can get Skull Clamp to... I can get Micah Spawn. I don't have a colorless way to tap it, though. I'm gonna take Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp's pretty good. I'm gonna cast... I'm gonna uptick on Boo. Cast a Skull Clamp. Next, swing for 6. Turn the Sowing Microspawn into a 4/1 that's tapped and attacking. And then... I guess I could Skull Clamp the Gut? Yeah, I just have so much damage. Like, you can do the Crucible things. That's fine. Okay. Seeing that, knowing their Crucible things, I actually want to attack their graveyard. So, like, Deathrite Shaman and, I want ways to exile it. Like, the Artifact Crucible, I already have so many ways to blow it up. I kind of just want to bring in Deathrite Shaman against the lands deck like that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to do that. They also didn't seem like they had a lot of removal, so Outland Liberator could just go crazy. And this is another one where I think 6 is just not the most enticing. I could also get out of my own Crucible of Worlds, since I'm trying to put the pressure on, and bring in, like, Excavator, because I didn't see much in the way of removal. I like that. I like that. Oh, I probably should have added a land, but that's fine. We'll just hit our lands. Never punished. Just time walk. Let's see what we got. Yeah, never punished. Look at this. Green, blue, black. We're going to go turn 1 Noble into whatever the heck we want. We could also go Restless Cottage, so we could go turn 2 Psychic Frog. We'll see what they play. Vista, sure. I like the idea of Noble into tapped land, Liberate. We just immediately go get. That's so weird. Yeah, we'll just play Hierarch with the plan of next turn playing Liberator, Restless College, or Pessimist Station. If they ramp, they play a Mox or something scary. Yeah, that's the opposite of scary. I can just play Death Reader's Champion and start putting the hurt on. It's a pretty scary creature. I think I actually want to get down this and play Outland, start the day-night cycle. Like, if they can't play Crucible. They clearly kept a pretty greedy hand of essentially do nothing, Crucible into artifact destruction. Like, what are we doing? Vindicate. Yeah, that's not going to do it here, buddy. Oh, we can natural order. We have so many things we can do. I kind of want to dash. Oh, I can't dash. I can just play this. Well, I can only just play this. I'm just going to play Psychic Frog. We can't really cast this Atraxa. So I can always discard it to make Psychic Frog a little bigger. They could have something like Toxic Deluge for 3 here, which would be pretty good. Fast Bond. I'm probably sacking Outland Liberator to prevent that. I can't respond to them playing a land. I can respond to this. I'm going to just get rid of this. I think them have, obviously they have the Fast Bond, Crucible, Strip Mine in their deck. I want nothing to do with it. And this is a trigger of whenever you play a land, if it wasn't the first, it deals damage. And you cannot play a land in response to a trigger. You cannot play a land to instant speed. Pass. My turn? Sure. Into Grist. Well, let's start with the easy thing, which is try to hit with Psychic Frog. Cool, I didn't even need to discard a card. I'd love to draw a land. I think playing 6 is better here. I took 6 out. Maybe not. We have no lands, but when 6 attacks, he mills 3 cards and I put a land in my hand. So we're hurting on lands. Strip Mine could be really bad, which is why Psychic Frog is really important right now as a way to refill the hand, keep me playing lands. We already blew up the Fast Bond. They haven't played. Ooh, that's a Pyroglaive. For 4? Discard 3 cards to keep this alive? Absolutely. I am discarding Atraxa because I could never play it anyway. I'm discarding Pest Infestation. And I'm discarding Natural Order. Do we have a response to all of this? We're thinking. Next turn, I probably just sack 6 to... Okay, you deal 4. Pass to attackers. My turn. Okay. That was really funny. I'm going to play Misty Rainforest. Tap sack it. Go get... We already have blue, black, and red, and green, so we have all of our colors, but we always need more green, so we'll go get the Taiga here. I can dash a Death Greeter's Champion, or I can just... Yeah, I think I should dash it, probably. This deals a lot of damage. So they have to block Death Greeters, and then they take... I target Psychic Frog. I can give Psychic Frog Flying, and another 1/1, so that's 12. So right now, exile 3 cards from my graveyard. Natural Order, Atraxa, Outland, sure. Put it in the air. Next. We're threatening lethal. If they had an instant speed, deal 2, deal 3, or whatever, they would have used it to finish off Psychic Frog. So I have no idea what they're holding up there for red or green. Could be like Veil of Summer. I don't even know. Endurance with a green card, I guess. Either way, we are flying through here. This might be a fast draft. We're on the draw. Ignoble with Wasteland, but both of our... Ooh. Both of our targets. Wasteland Skull Clamp's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I think this is a mulligan. Super close. I like what I'm seeing here, but I think it's just not what our deck is trying to do. Funny enough, this is much more in line with what our deck is trying to do. Putting back the basic island. We're going to play a turn 1 commercial district. Still playing turn 1 commercial district, try to filter. Crucible Worlds 1 turn earlier than the Ice Till. Probably not. When they play turn 1 Mountain. It's not what I want to see. Oh, they go Wasteland of their own. They had no 1-drop last turn. Barrowglyph? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep playing tap lands, I guess. Like, if they have a way to get back Wasteland already. Yeah, they're a red-green something something. Ooh, Jite, interesting. I play Misty Rainforest, say go. Next turn, we're gonna try and Barrowglyph. Hopefully we're not seeing a Crucible right away. Screaming Nemesis, okay. We have land in the graveyard, and artifact. I'm counting for Barrowglyph. Ow. Underground Mortuary. Putting Grist into play, or of a graveyard. I like Grist. Blows up creatures or planeswalkers, which is going to be very relevant against this. Yeah, we have plays already. I don't think Grist is going to do a lot for us here. Barrowglyph being a 2/3 is super lame. But they really don't want to attack into it. Or sorry, they need to hold up a blocker. Because they do not want Barrowglyph to hit them. The next turn we go Ice Till, replay Misty. They're counting, so this is where an instant doesn't work if it deals exactly 3. Flame Slash does, because it deals 4. Fury does, because you have the damage happen first. Yep. Sure. And you get to do those things. That's pretty bad. I think we gotta play Ice Till. Yeah, they got GT triggers they can do. And with Ice Till, we're gonna replay Commercial District instead of fetching. Try to find an answer to Screaming Nemesis. That's not an answer to Screaming Nemesis. I mean, I could have kept birds, and then the problem is you can respond to the Grist. So yeah, so if I block here, they just make it smaller, and they get to do the triggers. They get 4 now, so they can spend all 4 to blow up Ice Till. If that's what they do, I'm a happy camper. Especially if they have no other plays. Like, yeah, they're spending all 4 GT triggers. Oh, and then a Bone Crusher. And Keen-Eyed Curator. Interesting. So we can go Grist. Oh man, Keen-Eyed Curator already has a lot of gas. And they can just move GT onto it. We need an answer to GT is what we really need, which we have not found at all. I kind of want to just concede. I don't know how we win from here. Like, we obviously get a land drop to go to 6, but and I don't want to show them more about what we're doing with, like, Mexican Boo, because, like, here's the logic. I play 3-drop, 3-drop, sack it, they move it over to Keen-Eyed, play never do, we're at 10. I guess Keen-Eyed gets trample once it has all the types. Creature, land, yeah, okay, they got it. They can just move it over, and then Keen-Eyed is too much to deal with. So, obviously, Artifact Hate is great. They're playing kind of a lower to the ground thing, but with the Wasteland combo as well. So, like, Keen-Eye Carrier of my own can be pretty good. Deathrite can be great, actually. What's not too good? I think 6, again, is not too great in this matchup. Holy Heat's pretty good in this matchup, actually. Sowing Mycospawn is not fantastic. Bring in a little bit of Graveyard Hate and a little bit of Artifact Hate. Kangaroo Bloom could be good, but I don't know. Psychic Frog's a lot worse. Yeah, against like Fury and whatnot. Psychic Frog is not as exciting. Fury's pretty problematic, pretty hard card to deal with. I hate cutting Psychic Frog, so I'm not gonna. But this is a tough one. This is a tough one. They obviously went first, had kind of a faster start than we did. We surveilled and they wastelanded, which is always pretty impactful. Play first. Hey, turn 1 Psychic Frog. Return 2 Psychic Frog. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. Playing Forest also protects us from Wasteland on turn 1 here. Ooh-ah! Yeah, you can go get a mountain. Sure. But plays a Forest anyway for Ignoble. Sure. We can play Crucible Worlds. I don't think I do, though. I think I play Psychic Frog. And pass. Okay, we can see some problematic turn 3s, Screaming Nemesis, the like. I might... Oh, no block? Or no, attack? Okay. So... I play... Crucible of Worlds. I discard my commercial district. And then I play my commercial district. Putting a land into the graveyard. For Crucible of Worlds. And I just pass. Seems pretty good. GT is pretty good here too. As is Graveyard Hate. These are things we can't avoid. Oh, I love this. So they're spending their whole turn to blow up Crucible. And then I just play an Ice Till. And they are very sad. Exalted. Yeah, no, I don't block. You can deal for me. My turn. And then I play Ice Till Explorer. And we play the Blossom March first from the graveyard. We don't mill a land. So we discard the land first to get the 1/1 counter. And then we play Restless. Mill. I don't think they're going to block here. Well, they didn't have really an efficient turn last turn. I have 3 cards exactly in my graveyard. It's probably worth it to exile them. None of them are lands. And get both 3 damage in, but more importantly, the card. Nice. So next turn, if they don't kill Birds of Paradise, we can out of nowhere play Atraxa. Oh no, we don't have blue. We need blue and white. Okay, so this blows up Ice Till.
I knew you needed my help.
That's fine. And then they get him for 3. No, we're blocking now. Oh, Grist is nice. We can animate Restless Cottage. Oh, this is a choice, isn't it? How many cards do we have in graveyard? Wish I had blue. If we play Grist and uptick. We get a 1/1, but it also puts a card in the graveyard. And then we can cycle Pick Your Poison. That seems pretty weak. I'm doing all this to maybe put this in the air. I don't really want to trade with Screaming Nemesis. So I won't. I'm just going to play Grist and sack Birds. Oh, I should have tapped Birds to do that. That's okay. Sacrifice a creature. Destroy Screaming Nemesis. Next. I have 2 cards in graveyard. Yeah, I'll trade Chandra for Grist. Or Ignoble Hierarch for Chandra. Because I also get a card if they do a trade of Chandra for Grist. Okay, so they're choosing to keep Chandra. This cannot make them sack a Planeswalker. So we just end our turn. We have other ways to get blue, but we can always just... Okay, look for a card. It's Tursa. That sucks. That's a really good hit off Chandra. Alright, good play. Maybe I should have cycled Pick Your Poison, but I know they have GT and Crucible. Oh, what the heck? Questing Druid and carry Zev? Like, that's what I want to see. Alright, we have a lot of great draws. Oh, they got a 7th card off of the Surveil. You may play that card this turn at random. They don't have the land. Soul Ring. Well, we're gonna make them discard that, that's for sure. Or we're gonna make them lose that. Let's start with you sacrifice an artifact. And then I actually want to make this a 4/4. Psychic Frog hits this hits you, and exiles the best thing in your graveyard. Questing Druid? Screaming Nemesis? I guess it's Questing Druid. Next. Draw a card. Natural Order. So if I Wasteland them, they get... Oh, they already have the Tursa trigger. So we're going to Wasteland them. Destroy target non-basic land. They only have... Makes me have all green. I don't really care about having all green. They need double red for Chandra if they hit it. Which they already have. So I guess it should be Yavimaya in case they have, like, the guy that taps for all forests or whatever. We can animate Restless Cottage to Natural Order, but hey, ooh, that's fine. Land or Trumpeting Carnosaur discards to deal 3. Ah, my Restless Cottage. That's fair. That deals 3. And then Fury? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can do all that. Yep, I got nothing for it. Okay, any green creature is just amazing. Barrogoyf is a 6/7. It lives everything. I might as well tap the black here, because that's what they're going to blow up with Wasteland if they're doing that next turn. Yeah, Barrogoyf's quite the draw. Oh, that doesn't matter. I guess it's something to block with. Yeah, you're not attacking. And I'm not attacking, so we're just gonna hold hands, hang out. Gain 3 life, why not? Noble's amazing. You have no idea. Make a 7/8. Yeah. So you're looking at this and you're like, oh. Well, first of all, this gains me 7 life in a kind of beat-downy matchup. Because, like, we're not blocking. You're a crazy person. Do I want to mill 7? I could hit my own stuff, but it also just gives me a creature. Noble also casts Atraxa. I'm, like, not worried about milling myself out here. Because it's a May. Yeah. For Eternal Witness, what's in my graveyard? Nothing I want, so we're just gonna Natural Order, tapping this for green, sacking this, and I go get Voltorb. And now you're not attacking into this either. Oh, and a Skull Clamp, just for the fun of it, why not? One more thing. Yeah, you can make us artifacts. I have so much life now, I don't care. Yeah, like your best... Yeah, I don't even know what you do here. You know, you attack, you hit, ignoble, sure. GG. I block. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Did this change anything for me with a Tursa? I mean, I wish I had more ways to deal 3. We just don't have the artifacts to ever have Galvanic Blast be great. We saw Outland Liberator for Galvanic Blast. We saw Ignoble and Questing Druid and Plunderer. I still think it's just not worth it. I think this is the deck. All right. Can we go with 3-0 with Jund plus Time Walk? I haven't seen Time Walk. That's true. They don't actually. I just realized they don't actually know I be Time Walking. I love this hand. Turn one Uat into birds. Okay, we're both going turn one birds, I guess. I don't want to set myself up for Wasteland, really. I kind of have to. Go get the drop here in case we hit it. We don't have a. We could go get a tapped black land, but that seems terrible. Yeah, we go get drop into birds of our own. Taps for everything. They went basic, so this Wasteland's looking less exciting. Sure. I could green suns instead of playing noble. Is that better? Yeah, it gets card out of our deck. Shuffles this back in. Because we don't have a way to get black right now anyway. So this makes it so we can go get... Ooh, we could also get Death Ripe. I think Ignoble's better because it gets us to play Baraglyph. All basics. Bloodbraid Elf. And to carry Zev. Okay, that's pretty aggressive. Baraglyph is exciting here. Yeah, no blocks. We play Wasteland, and we play... I would like to hold... Oh, yeah, I guess I'm not holding up Wasteland, because I can play a Noble. And there's already a land in the graveyard, so Baraglyph's already a 3/4 from that. That's a bummer. Oh, we just Eternal Witness it. That's also true. Yeah, they're going like beatdowny. They want to keep the Chandra, obviously. But we can go... We have 5 mana this turn. Ah, tapped land. You stink. You stink. If I go get a land, I can go Eternal Witness, get the land, play a 3-drop. That seems lame. I could also sack a thing. And it's like a 2 for wanting myself. I think I just have to let them have the card or double red. Let's start with Commercial District. I don't think I'm playing 2 things this turn. Restless Cottage is not it. Does that mean that we are dashing Death Greeters this turn? With this one? Make a pair of 1/2s. We go there. And then everything attacks Chandra. So if they want to have Chandra stay alive, they have to sack both their creatures. Well, they trade with the Ignoble and then chump birds. Interesting. So they want the trade, even though I'm hitting lands. We tap Noble, obviously, so that we can keep Grist as a playable card. Sure. Quadruple red? What? Fiery Confluence. Sure. Holding up a single forest. This has First Strike Menace. That's annoying. We can just play Death Greeters here as a creature. It blocks the Ragavan. Obviously, if they have like Fury, we're pretty sad. This would be like where we draw Time Walk and then we just basically win the game. But we're exiling to do Fury? Oh, does that mean they have a 3-drop with haste? Tursa or Screaming Nemesis? If so, they win. Yeah, Resolve. They held up 1 green last turn. Okay. We're not dead. Lightning Bolt? Nothing? They could have just played Fury, so whatever's in their hand is weird. Pest Infestation for X equals 1. Oh. So we go get 2 things, and we live with 1. Oh no, because I don't have double green. Wasteland, please. Yeah, I can't get a 1-drop. Oh my gosh, we were just so close. We had so many chances to draw a real thing, and we had so many misses, and they just kept drawing gas. That'll do her. I will destroy my own commercial district as a statement of defeat, having concede. 2-1. Dang, this deck could have been incredible. It was really good, just short. But that's Vintage Cube. I think our deck was significantly better than our opponents in that last game, but that's the way it crumbles. Yeah, really powerful deck. Natural Order is amazing when you have this many 1-mana green plays. Skull Clamp is powerful. Time Walk obviously is amazing. Getting a pick 2 Minx Gamboo went a long way. Yeah, overall pretty strong deck, but was not able to take it all the way. 2-1. This was a fun one though. Little 4-color madness. So we'll see you in the next one.